Here we have yet another PS5 that came in for no power. Actually, the console power is on for a second and then it shuts back off, just like the last two PS5s that we did. If you were left a comment that he has this issue and he was asking how to fix that problem. So I did a video on two PS5s, the last two videos, and I showed how each one of them had a different issue. There's no one answer that will fix your problem, that will fix your 1 second power on problem. The 1 second power on problem, where the console turns on for a second and then it shuts back off, could be caused by a lot of things. And I demonstrated in the last two videos how that is the case. Two of them had two separate issues. Now we're going to look at the one that we have here. I do not know if this console is going to have the same issue or not, but we're going to measure. We have the power connector right here. And the first thing I want to do is measure for a short circuit. Before we start the video, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is a China Shenzhen-based PCB manufacturer and printed circuit board assembler with more than a decade in the field of PCB prototype and fabrication. They offer a wide variety of services, including 3D printing, CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, and much more. PCBWay is committed to meeting all your PCB needs. They offer quality, on-time delivery, and competitive pricing. 1 to 2 layer boards starts at $5 with 24 hours turnaround. Get an instant quote by visiting PCBWay.com or click on the link below and make sure to check them out. Meter in diode mode, and we're gonna measure right here. Right here, 0.44 voltage drop. That's perfect. We're gonna go a bit up and we're gonna measure right here. We have the same 0.44 voltage reading, voltage drop reading. And then we're gonna measure here. And if you recall from the last two videos I did, I mean, we've done a lot of PS5 videos. When I say the last two videos, it means the last two videos before this one. We had a short circuit. One of the consoles, we had a short circuit right here, cap number 1. And the second console, we had a short circuit from back of the board. If we flip the board, we had a short circuit. Where is it? Right there on this cap. So right now it looks like we do not have a short circuit in this area, unlike the last two PS5s that we worked on. And that is good, because I can show you a third scenario, assuming this console is fixable, on how to fix the 1 second power on issue. You see, we do not have a short circuit, 0.44 voltage drop. So what is causing the issue? That's a very good question, because this problem could be caused by a lot of things. South bridge, memory, APU, SSD, you name it. We're gonna just randomly go over components. I mean, I'm almost 100% sure we're not gonna have any issues here. Just random measurements. You can go crazy with measuring voltage rails and spending 10 hours working on this board, but we want to be efficient. I want to go over the most common faults that we see on those consoles, and I did not get to that one yet. Let's check our HDMI connector, and HDMI connector looks good. What about internally? Some of the pins may be shorting out inside the connector, and that can cause issues, but the connector looks clean. We do not have an HDMI issue. Now the third thing, one other thing I want to measure is right next to our Panasonic chip. Those consoles are notorious for Panasonic chips failing. If we measure right here in diode mode, look at this. Look at this, 0.001 voltage drop. 0.001. If we go to ohms mode, we're gonna probably get a very low ohm reading. And I'm reading 0.5 ohms. That's most likely a problem with the Panasonic chip. We should not be reading a very low number here. I mean, I do have a donor board right next to me. Maybe we can check this board and see what readings we should have. But this donor board is not good to begin with, so we cannot fully trust the readings on this board. But just out of curiosity, what is the reading right here? We have 224 ohms and not 0.5 ohms. This reading, this cap here, is linked with a faulty Panasonic chip, and that's based on my experience working on those consoles. There's no book that you can open that will tell you to replace the Panasonic chip if you are getting a low reading on that capacitor. How did you learn? Trial and error. Trial and error. Working on hundreds or maybe thousands of consoles. I associated a low reading on that cap with a faulty Panasonic chip. Let's go ahead and replace the chip, and hopefully that will fix our issue. Pin number 1 is right here. And let's do it. Now this may or may not fix the problem, but we'll see. I just applied heat onto the board. What I could have done was inject voltage on the lower part of the capacitor, and I can almost guarantee you that we're gonna get a heat spot on that Panasonic chip. But I already applied heat onto that board, so if we do inspect the board under a thermal camera now, it's gonna be all hot. I don't wanna wait 5 minutes until the board cools down. But we care about the results. Once we change the chip, we'll test, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong. The chip is out. And why don't we mark it with an X? Or maybe a question mark. We jump into conclusions here. Let's apply original Inventec Amtech Flux. We are one of the major distributors of Amtech Flux. Whatever tools we are using on the bench here, including this amazing NF mini pen, NorthridgeFix mini pen, this amazing microscope, the articulating arm for the microscope, Flux, tweezers, braid wick, soldering stations, hot air stations, fume extractors. We carry and sell all the tools. Just log into our site, NorthridgeFix.com, click on shop, add to cart, checkout, pay, and we almost always ship out same day. If you have ordered from us before, you know how fast we ship. And whatever tools we sell in our shop, we use on our bench. We do not just sell for the sake of selling and making money. That's part of it. But whatever we sell, we already tested and we use on our bench for the most part. Let's grab the donor board and we're gonna desolder the chip from here. We already measured the resistance of the cap on the left, and we're gonna assume that this Panasonic chip is good. I mean, how long did it take us to diagnose and figure out the fault? Efficiency is key in this business. Experience equals efficiency. And we did an amazing job. And we're gonna be using our NorthridgeFix brush. I mean, we have sold this brush to everybody on YouTube. I do not know who else we can sell it to. We ran out of people to sell this brush to. I'm also using Amtech wipes for a better than factory finish. So if that works, it will be yet another scenario on why your PS5 would turn on for a second and shut back off. I'll be back. Do we have good news? Is it gonna shut off after 1 second or 3, 4, 5? It did not shut off. Chances are the console is fixed. It did not shut off. We want to see the white light. Yes, yes, the console is working. We did it. We did it. Amazing. Thank you, Big Boss, boss of all bosses. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.